This is more than $300 million, more than 6 times the cost of the Louisiana Purchase, more than 18 times the size of the national debt when Texas joined the Union. And that's what it takes to run Harris County for just 1 year. It's your money. Every cent of it comes from the taxpayers of Harris County. Let me show you just what size and area Harris County is. Whether you live in Houston or Tomball, Piney Point or Morgan's Point, Baytown or Sharpstown, Waller or Humble, you live in Harris County and you pay to operate it. Your county is a big operation. It's Houston and then some. You own this. It's the Lynchburg Ferry. As a matter of fact, there are 2 Lynchburg ferries, and you own them both. You own the road that goes up to the ferry, and the road that goes away from it. You own more than 3,300 miles of roads, large amounts of land, suits, shoes, bread, staples, and a tunnel, and even a jackass. You own a lot. And a lot of people work for you. Several thousand, in fact. They cook, they guard, they sow, and reap. They work days and nights. They wear blue collars and white collars and no collars. They take care of you when you're born and when you die. When you're buried or married, you deal with the county. Incidentally, Harris County will give you a marriage certificate in white, pink, or blue, but it's issued in the criminal courts building for reasons known only to the bureaucrats. Of course, all of this costs money. Your money. Millions of your tax dollars go to the sheriff's department. It's a lot of money, but it still isn't enough to do the job as it ought to be done. In this county, we have 1,747 square miles and about 2 million people. The population grows by several thousand each week. There's a lot of people in Harris County, and we have our share of crime. We have murders, robberies, and burglaries, and rapes, just as does every large metropolitan area. We have lost children, and car wrecks, and train derailments. We have servicemen who go AWOL, and drivers who go DWI. It's no wonder that one of the first persons hired by Harris County when it was created was the sheriff.
This was the official Harris County hanging tree. It was used when crimes were simple but often violent. It was the sheriff's job to hunt them down and string them up. But this was a long time ago, and things have changed now.
Attention units in. 3 unit is cleared to check by. We have a unit in pursuit. Unit will be 4080 now. 408 now. We'll be northbound Sheldon Road. We're on Sheldon Road this time.
31. 31. Yeah, car 447 22 22. 31 out.
this very moment, at any given moment, the Harris County Sheriff's Department is on duty 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. A lot of our work really isn't very dramatic. It's painstaking, systematic, even boring and tedious. But it's just as important. Technicians looking through microscopes, checking fingerprints, sifting through piles of photographs and mugshots, ballistics tests, the technical side of law enforcement. Every day, every hour, the deputies of Harris County lay their lives on the line when they report to duty.
This is called the Harris County Rehabilitation Center. But, in fact, not a lot of rehabilitation goes on here. We just can't afford it. Then again, we can't afford not to rehabilitate, because 9 out of every 10 men and women who come in here as prisoners will walk out again as free citizens, rehabilitated or not. It used to be that the Harris County Sheriff was paid between 40 and 50 cents a day to feed each inmate in the county prison system. If he could feed them for less, he could pocket the difference. Some of our former sheriffs apparently got this down to a very keen science. In 1922, for instance, the sheriff was paid more than $26,000 to feed his prisoners. He spent only $11,000 and pocketed exactly $15,295.34 that year. Under his care, if that's the right word, were an average of 152 rather skinny prisoners.
There's a lot more to law and order than just cops and robbers. In fact, there's the legal side, and in Harris County, that's a mighty big side. With the exception of our local police departments, Harris County runs the entire state criminal justice system. After our sheriff's office or one of our local police departments has solved a crime, then the ball is in our lap. It's in our corner. The case comes to us. In fact, it starts out at our intake division, where each serious criminal offense is brought to an assistant district attorney who will be on duty around the clock, nights, days, and weekends. After the charge is authorized to be filed, then the felony cases will have to go to an examining trial, which might be in one of our 16 Justice of the Peace courts, and then on to one of the 12 grand juries that will meet here each year. Finally, the case will fall in one of our 12 criminal district courts that last year processed nearly 15,000 felony cases. Here's one of our felony prosecutors trying a case, and he will handle some 400 cases annually. Some $4 million of your tax money goes to operate our office. We get everything from hot check matters to child support, to organized crime activities, to even a mass murder. It takes over 100 assistant district attorneys just to try to keep up. And each one of these lawyers is paid by the county. In fact, if a defendant cannot afford a lawyer, the county must pay for him too. And the county pays the jurors and the bailiff and the court reporter, and even most of the judge's salary. It is also the county's job to finance the probation department and regulate bail bonds and handle civil cases and operate the justices of the peace offices and constable's offices and the clerk's office. This is one of 5 local jails the county operates. These jails are small and are used only for short periods of time. This isn't exactly the bridal suite at the Warwick, but a drunk driver might find himself here some Saturday night. And quite frankly, I'd rather he be here than out on our highway.
Your county has another group of peace officers who you don't hear much about, but they are the link between what the judge says to do and what is done. They are the Harris County Constables. We have 8 of them, 1 from each Justice of the Peace precinct, and each constable has several deputies. They handle civil and criminal cases handing out subpoenas and warrants. Basically, subpoenas are court orders for someone to appear in court. Warrants are orders from the judge telling the constable to arrest someone and take him or her to jail. In addition, there are mental warrants committing someone for observation at Jeff Davis Hospital. Also, deputy constables are often bailiffs in our Justice of the Peace courts. Constables are the only popularly elected peace officers with statewide jurisdiction, and day to day, more than anyone else, they are the long arm of the law.
Sam Houston was president, and Stephen F. Austin was Secretary of State in and for the Republic of Texas when the Judiciary and the District Clerk's Office was created for the Republic of Texas. This office used to cover 7,000 square miles of wilderness with less than 4,000 people. Now it covers Harris County with almost 2.5 million people, and that's plenty.
It's all here in the District Clerk's office. And it's in order, believe it or not. Divorces, adoptions, civil suits, indictments. If you want your name changed or a copy of a court action, there's a record of it here. Some people may not find all of this paperwork very sexy or even very interesting, but without it, the Harris County government and all which it handles would fall apart before the first coffee break in the morning.
These are records, too. Shakespeare, Mailer, and Mark Twain. You own these books, packed into one of the county's bookmobiles or branch libraries. You own 20 libraries, more than 260,000 books, records, film strips, tape cassettes, and pictures. Your public library is more than just these books on the shelves. It's a live, continuing program of bringing all there is to all who want it. There are assembly rooms for meetings, special programs for the visually handicapped, needlework classes, and a special place that's off limits to grown-ups.
He swam and swam as fast as he could.